Mahindra is not the biggest fan of me. I wasn't very kind to their XUV100 nor their XUV500. So I don't really go on their launches, etc. But I was lucky enough to get to test drive this new XUV300. Well, kind of new. Obviously, I got it down the line. Is it brave of them to have given it to me to test? Maybe. You'll find out in a second. But just to clear something up, I don't hate Mahindra. But it is my job to give honest reviews about cars. I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I can do that. My thought process is, would I recommend this car to a friend or family member? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to recommend it to you or to anybody asking. So I have to stick to my guns. I have to be as objective as possible, which, let me tell you, is a tricky thing to do in this industry. But I'm going to keep doing it. And if I get in trouble, so what? What I am happy to report is that this XUV300 is certainly the best looking Mahindra that I've ever seen. I love the chunkiness of it. I think it really does actually stand out as a very, very good looking car. So first bonus tick, yay! Step inside and the impression keeps getting better, which I'm so thrilled about. So it's very spacious in here, which I think is a huge plus in this compact crossover, compact SUV segment. You want to feel like you're in a spacious family car. This does that for you. And look, as much as I love the look and feel of this sort of faux leather light look here, I mean, it is very premium looking. The problem is, I don't think it's going to be great if you've got like filthy kids and stuff, because it's going to get dirty very quickly. But I don't have said kids, so for me, I would hope that it remains this color, because I think it looks quite stunning. Lady, hear me tonight, 'cause my feeling is just so right. Where Mahindra really comes in to shine is with its spec. So I am in the W8, which is the top of the range XUV300, and it is filled with spec. You've got everything from this touchscreen to 7 airbags. It's got a sunroof. It's even got a sensor that will tell you when the spare tire is deflated. I think that's the word. It's got cruise control, it's got a dual zone climate control, it's sort of got everything that you would find in a premium car, really. Now, bearing in mind that this is in quite a tough segment, a segment that became even tougher last year. So you've got things like the Volkswagen T-Cross, the Hyundai Venue, the Citroen C3 Aircross, not to mention the old game players, well, not old, but like the top game players like the Renault Captur and the Opel Crossland X. So it has got a lot to live up to. I feel love for the first time. I think one of the main downfalls of this XUV300 is the boot. It's really tiny. It's 294 litres, which is like 100 litres less than some of its rivals. And that for me is a problem. For a practical family car, that's not great. Under the bonnet, you've got a 1.5 litre turbo diesel engine in this model. You get 86 kilowatts of power and 300 newton meters of torque, which makes it quite a sprightly little bugger. And in fact, in terms of performance, it kind of outshines its rivals a bit. The engine is a little bit grumbly and a little bit industrial, and maybe not as refined. But with that said, once you sort of get going, it sort of evens itself out, and then you don't really notice it as much. I know that it's true, I can tell by the look in your eyes. I think I just spat. Fuel consumption is also claimed at a very low 4.8 litres per 100 Ks. I'm sitting at about 5.6, which is really good considering. It was a lot higher at the beginning of the week when I had it. I was driving it like, you know, really giving it a go. So if you drive economically, you will be fine. So it's priced at just under 325,000 Rand for the top of the range XUV300, which is considerably cheaper than some of its rivals as well. And this is sort of something that I've always maintained about Mahindra, is because it is a little bit of a quirky buy or something a little bit different, and they are, you know, upping their game and everything. When it comes to its rivals that are very, very, very good, If it's cheaper, then I'm going to recommend it, because it's sort of good value for money, you're getting everything that you want, and you're going to overlook those certain little quirks like the stop-start system, which I still have a problem with. So this one is far better than what I experienced in the XUV300, which was appalling. But it's still quite intrusive, which I can tell you many other cars are as well, and I just hate it. I wish every manufacturer would do away with it. The other problem is when this stops, and it's when I think to turn it off, because I'll stand here now, brake, and it turns off, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to switch it off. You've got a button here. There we go. It's gone off. If I press this button now, then the car won't start again. So I have to do it. So the only way, so I'm going to have to put the clutch back in, and then I can turn it off. Something that I'll just remember, and then it's fine. It won't bother you. But it is just something to bear in mind. Later. So I'm really glad to report that I haven't hated driving this, and I think that it's probably, in fact I know it is the best product that I have driven from Mahindra by a country mile. And it is, I think, a car that I would potentially recommend again if someone was in the price range for this, and they drove it and loved it. I wouldn't turn them away from it. They've got a sort of fantastic warranty and service plan and everything that goes along with it, which is a huge bonus. So guys, I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief that Mahindra is stepping up their game, if only just for me, because I am the most important person, obviously. Oh, I'm glad. Right, my free advice, okay? And this is not a punt for Uber. I'm not paid by them or anything. I wish. Free rides. So I often see people complain, and I hear people complain about Uber, and they've had an experience, and then whatever. Either they don't actually complain to Uber, which irritates me the most, because how are they supposed to fix it if you don't? Don't just be complacent. Flipping complain. And then people complain about the fact that they can't complain. That's a lie. There are channels to do that. There's support at Uber. You can tweet them, you can Facebook them, and they will respond. I have done that many times with Uber Eats and with Uber Rides. If I have had a shit driver, I let them know as soon as I get out of that car. I do not wait. I don't leave it. And what bothers me is that people kind of go, yeah, well, it's fine. Whatever. And then I'm like, no, because then someone else is going to experience them. They're going to keep driving. Don't let them do that. Okay? And the other thing is, they do actually have an SOS sort of button in the app. So while you're driving, share your trip with someone and make sure you know where that button is so that you can call on help if you need. Guys, read your emails from Uber. They tell you all these things in there. That's how you find out about it.